Community College, Transition Academy, Second Baptist Church, New Harvest Ministries International, Sowing Seeds, and Dundee Crown High School. For 3 years, she was the Student Life Coordinator for targeted populations at Elgin Community College. Being the first to hold the position, she instituted 3 campus-wide initiatives. Helped the Black Student Achievers organization grow from 3 to 60 members, created and led 3 historically Black college university fairs in partnership with the high school district, created a peer-to-peer mentoring program for students to identify as Black African American, and was promoted to full-time after just a year in the position. Wow, girl. She is passionate about identity, history, leadership, Jesus, honesty, growth, family, and learning from the people she serves every day, students. It is my great pleasure to announce our keynote speaker, Brittany Barber, from Brittany Barber Speaks.
Okay. Will I have pushback if I'm standing here? Okay. Hey everybody, how you doing? This is where we stop being quiet, okay? Because I'm a talker, so I'm going to interact with you and stare at you awkwardly in the eye throughout this whole talk, okay? So don't look down, because we're about to get busy. So my name is Brittany Barber. Brittany Barber Speaks, but you can just call me Miss B. And my mother, who is actually sitting in the audience, my beautiful mother, she taught me a really valuable lesson when I was growing up. She said, you don't ever talk to strangers, right? You don't talk to no people that you don't know, right? So I need to make sure before I start talking, we're not strangers anymore, okay? So I need you on the count of 3 to just yell your name back at me, okay? So 1, 2, 3. Okay, I'm Miss Brittany, okay? Now I want you to look at the person across from me, and I want you to wave and say, hey, cousin. Hey, cousin. I see you didn't even do it. All right, now I need you to look at the person next to you and say, hey, bestie. Hey, bestie. Okay, good. So now we all family, we can relax now, okay? Everybody can breathe. So I am so excited to be here today. It is an understatement how excited I am. So I had to wear my sparkly skirt because I just couldn't sleep. I was that elated. BHFF, y'all are really, truly family to me. And when I was 15 years old, I was wearing like bedazzled jeans and like high top Skechers and stuff. So y'all look really classy and refined compared to what I looked like when I was 15 years old. To Elgin Community College, Dr. Assam, the place where I grew and matured and became a lot of who you see today. And every person a part of this festival, thank you so much to all of you for being here today. Now I see a lot of friendly faces that I know, and I'm so happy they're here. But there's some of you that are like, well, who is this chick, right? What does she do? So I need you to know that I am a mom. I am madly in love with my husband over there. I am insatiable for everything concerning God. And I need you to know that I'm a professional disruptor. All right? So you're looking like, what is that, right? So to disrupt something, it means to interrupt. It means to drastically alter or change something or someone. And whether I'm in an education space or whether I'm on a platform like this, my goal every time I'm with somebody is to alter the way that they think, to really remove the static so that they can fully see who they are and what they're capable of. My students used to know, don't go in Miss Brittany's office because you know she's going to see you, right? That's what I do. And I'm so excited today to hopefully alter the way that you think. But I need to make sure that y'all talk back to me, okay? Because I do have a pop quiz, and I work in education, and that's just what we do, all right? So, pop quiz, real quick. For those who can see it, what is this? Oh, man, I was nervous. Okay, what do you 26 do? So, yes, it is a sheet of paper. When I was growing up, and still to this day, here we go. Still to this day, I know technology is a really big deal to people. Some people like to play it in their phones. I am a huge paper and pen person, right? Like super geeky, go hard for a pencil any day, right? So what I would love when I was in school, if the teacher would go, all right, everybody, pull out a piece of paper and a pencil. I was like, oh my God, okay. So I was like, go and I would get my little binder of all my pencils, right? I would pull out that real good one, the bright yellow one, right? And then I would pull out a pink eraser. Because if you were real G, you don't use the eraser on top of the pencil. You got the separate eraser, right? That you pull out because you're real serious, right? And then I would get my binder, and it was pink, because I love pink even to this day. And I would click it open, and I would open up this beautiful piece of paper. And I would set it on my desk, and so excited. I didn't even know what she wanted yet, but you want me to take out a piece of paper, right? Because a piece of paper, to me, it had all of this space right here in the middle. There was so much possibility in the middle. I knew she was going to ask me to write my name, right? So I was going to leave my mark somewhere. That's already exciting. But whatever, she wanted me to create. And I had so much room in this space to create and contribute and question, right? And don't let her say, oh, get in a group with somebody and talk about what you wrote down. Oh my God. We're going to talk about what we just did. So I'm going to tell you my ideas, and you're going to tell me your ideas, and then we're going to have like all of these fresh ideas together in the middle of a page. It was so exciting to me. I love paper, you can tell, right? But then you had that teacher or that class that you really didn't like, you know? Like either you didn't like the teacher or you didn't like the subject. It was a little boring, right? So what I would do is, and y'all know this trick, she would talk or he would talk, and I would like be looking like, yup, that's yup. But I'm over here in this part, in the margin, the border, right here in the edge. The real G's call this the doodle space, right? This is where I would go when I was bored, because I need to look like I'm here, but I'm not really here. I need to just kind of stay awake a little bit and just wait for this to be over, play the part, but not really be the part. So I would stay here right in this margin. Life is far more complex than this piece of paper. I know that, right? But for simplistic reasons today, this paper represents the choices that you have in your life. To be in the middle or to be in the margin. And I'm afraid that some of us, maybe even a lot of us, in any different area of our life, we are in this margin area right here. We got all this potential, all this space, all this ability to create and question and construct and build and do and be. I'm just stay over here in this margin, right? Just live my life, wait till it's over, you know. Look like I'm really living, but really I'm squeezed up in this margin. Now why, right? Why would somebody do that? As a paper fanatic, I had to really think about this. Why would somebody just stay in the margin? There's a couple of different reasons. A margin, people who stay in the margin, sometimes it's, and I'm trying to think of what I'm trying to say here, it's comfortable, right? So it's a small space, but I've gotten used to it, so I'm comfortable here. I don't want to move. I could stretch in the middle, but I'm good squeezed in this space. Sometimes we stay in the margin because I need stability, right? So when I really felt like God was saying it's time to move on, do some new things, I was like, God, I need a paycheck. Lord, we need insurance. How do you know, right? I need this stability up over here, right? So we stay in the margin because I need to be stable. Sometimes we stay in the margin because I don't want to get hurt. I don't want to go out into the middle, and I really don't know a lot, but I want to try. But I'm scared that they're going to know that I'm just trying. So that's why at social justice events, you start preaching to the choir, because people don't want to come because you're going to know that I read about this on the internet, and I don't really know. Right? It happens all the time. We get afraid to get hurt. Sometimes we get afraid to hurt again. There was this one time, I'm going to take a drink because I'm getting excited. There was this one time when I was in high school, and I hadn't been roller skating in I don't know how long, right? Like at least 7 years, maybe longer. But I up and one day it was like, I'm going to go roller skating today. Called up my friend Mike, like, hey, let's go to Goodwill. We're going to find some rollerblades, and we're just going to go skate. I don't know where, we're just going to skate. So I go to Goodwill, I get the rollerblades, I come back, and Mike's mom, reasonably so, was like, hey, Brittany, you gonna wear a helmet? I look like wearing a helmet. 16 years old, what are you talking about? I'm not wearing no helmet, right? So I had on these nice cream sweatpants. I had on this nice white crop top. I was looking cute back when I worked out. And I'm rollerblading. And when I fell, I got blood all over the cream pants, all over the crop top. And ask me the last time I went rollerblading. When I was 16. Because I'm not trying to get hurt again. And that's what we do, right? That's why we stay on the margin, because I've been hurt before. I don't want to get blood on these cream pants no more, all right? Sometimes you have people in the margin because they've been pushed there. You have entire communities, entire people who politically, ideologically, right? Economically, systemically, they have been told over and over again, you cannot be here. So you got people that have been pushed there. But for the sake of time, because I don't have a whole lot of it, that's okay. There's two people. There's two types of people in the margin I really want to talk about today. And I'm going to tell you by telling a story again. When I was in high school, I was a little geeky, a little shy, but I had this fixation with theater. I had this fixation with like making people smile, right? And so we had this pep rally one year. I went to Larkin, 05, and we're at this pep rally, and this guy, I don't even remember who he was. This guy comes into the gym, and he's talking about luau's and whatever other metaphor that he's using, and I don't know what he's saying. I couldn't tell you to this day what he said, but I was like, that's it. I'm going to be a motivational speaker. I am terrified of people, but I want to do that. I want to get a whole room of teens excited about whatever he just said. That's my life, Mom. Do it, right? So we had family over at our house, right? Family and friends. And I come home from school, and I am so excited because I cracked the code, right? When they ask you what you want to be when you grow up, I have an answer, okay? So I go home, and I'm like, oh my gosh, y'all, I figured it out. I want to be a motivational speaker when I grow up. And somebody turns to me and says, oh, you can't be a motivational speaker. You haven't been doing anything. And I was like, okay, crushed. Understandably so. So I go up to my room and I prayed the stupidest prayer that I have ever prayed in my entire life. And it was something like this. God, please let me go through things in my life so I can be a motivational speaker. Got it? I can tell you everything that happened. Y'all gonna have to buy my book when it's done. But just know, that day altered my entire life. And I went and hid in the margin for a very, very long time after that. So you have two types of principles, two types of people represented here. You have the person with all of the gifts, all of the ability, all of the passion, all of the drive, the willingness, the curiosity to go. I don't even know what I'm going into, but I feel like I might have something that they need. And you're telling me I can't, that I'm not equipped. So now I'm just going to spend my life hiding in the margin, right? You got those type of people. Somebody cut you that deep, and now I'm here. Or maybe somebody never saw you, and now you're here. So you have that person. Then you have the other type of person in the margin. The person who is in the margin, but they don't really realize that they're in the margin, right? They think they're living their best life, but it's like most of what they are, right? So they're in the margin, don't realize they're in the margin, and they are so terrified of someone stepping out because it's going to show them who they really are and what they're really not doing. In essence, it's somebody in the margin who is terrified that you are going to shine. Because when you shine, it shines a light on how much they're not shining. Right? These two particular types of people, all of these different people in this margin space, which is incredible to me because the margin's not even that big. But you've got people in the margin, and where the margin is It's like you and nothing is ever enough. Enough isn't even a concept they can grab hold of. Confined in that space by choice or by force, it becomes incredibly difficult, downright impossible to recognize if you have enough of anything. Enough knowledge, enough credentials, enough time, enough connections, beauty, ability, education, right? A margin mentality says, I don't have enough. And it can squash the people that are just curious about maybe, right? The margin isn't just a place of idleness. It's a place of not enoughness. It's the place where C's get degrees. That's where the margin is. It's the, I retweeted my concerns, but I've yet to really sit with someone impacted by this particular situation. It's the margin. But if we are going to unite and rise up, and that's what Black History Family Festival is challenging us here to do today, we have got to be willing to step in the middle. And in order to step into the middle, the first thing that you have got to do is say yes. So on the count of three, I need you just one more time to talk to me, all right? 1, 2, 3.
Yes.
We're going to try it one more time like you meant it. 1, 2, 3.
Yes.
Okay. There are 4 things. There are 4 things that not only do I want you to do, but there's 4 things that you can do. You know, sometimes you listen to people talking, you're like, oh man, I gotta buy this $1,000 training, I gotta go get a job. Oh, no, this is what you can do right now in your chair. 4 things I'm here to challenge you to do today so that we can all rise up, okay? Okay. The first thing is, you have to say yes to possibility. When you say yes to possibility, that's when you're finally able to say no to staying where you are. A lot of us stay in the margin, we do the almost dance because what if I get hurt? What if I don't know what I'm doing? What if my bills don't get paid? My actual reality right now, right? What if? What if? It's always this negative what if, but what if you're incredible? What if you are ready and ready is just this like ethereal thing you keep saying because you actually just still scared? Ready and scared can coexist. So you have to say yes to possibility. The second thing that you have to say yes to is seeing you. Now we hear this all the time, right? I want you to see you. Self-love, see yourself, take care of yourself. All these different things, right? But when I say see you, I mean like really, really see you. On the good days, on the bad days. But really actually see you on the good days. Because even on our good days, we're like, oh man, my outfit was so cute, but I just lose these 5 pounds. We never really see the good in us. We never really are able to say, I am so incredible and brilliant and powerful and amazing, whether I feel like it or not. If I don't feel like my name is Brittany Barber today, guess what? My name is still going to be Brittany Barber. If I'm feeling like myself or not. There are factual things about you that you just are, but we have got to be willing to see ourselves. You cannot rise up and unite with other people unless you see yourself. Ralph Ellison talked about, when I discover myself, I'll be free. Because only free people can actually see me. So I gotta say yes to see me. I gotta see how awesome I am. I also gotta see my issues. I gotta see that I actually judge people a little bit. I gotta see that I have a bad habit of leaving the house without brushing my teeth. Somebody does that in here. Ooh. But you have to see yourself. The third thing, you have to say yes to not fully knowing. There's that idea again of I gotta be ready. I used to do some awesome work at ECC with such great people, a lot of whom are in this room. And I would have these conversations with people that didn't show up. Like, what's good? We invited you. I sent an invite. I sent a student. I sent a basket. Where were you? Right? And the really honest ones would go, Brittany, I don't know if I know enough. I don't know how to get into this social justice equity thing. Like, let me read another book and I'll get back to you. You have to say yes to not fully knowing. There is so much that I don't know. I don't even know how to raise my daughter half the last thing that you have got to say yes to is not looking back. And that's the hard part. Because you step into the middle, you're like, okay, I'm going to love these students. Okay, I'm going to stand up here and do this thing. Okay, I'm going to write this book. And you get so far out that you can't swim back. But then you're so far out that you're like, I don't know where we're going at this point. I don't know what's up. But you cannot turn back. When I accepted the position at ECC to work with African American students, all I knew was that I loved them. I've had this experience as a black woman, and I'm going to give it everything I got. I didn't know fully what I was doing. A lot of times it was just love would push me out to the water, and I'd be out there, and there's no turning back. I've stepped into the middle of these students' lives. I got a homeless student. I got a student that can't see themselves. We got students wrestling with suicide and depression. I don't know what I'm doing, but I love them too much to turn back. Because when you step into the middle, right? You step into the middle, you say yes to what's possible. You say yes to fully seeing yourself being a full functioning person. You say yes to not fully knowing. It is impossible to look back when you see who needed you in the middle. Absolutely impossible. The last thing I'm gonna leave you with is this. The margin is there to support the content in the middle. But you were not created to play just a supportive role in your own life. Whether you're ready or not, whether you realize I'm talking to you or not, I am, because you're sitting in this room. I challenge you to say yes. I challenge you to rise up, because we need your yes. And when you do say yes, I promise you we're going to celebrate so hard with you. Thank you so much.
Everybody stand up. Stand up.